Welcome back to the fish room, guys. Dave from Rising Fish Keeping, and on today's video we're going to be doing a massive move around because I'm really sick of one tank, and I'll show you exactly why. So this is the reason why. So basically on an evening I've got my curtains shut just because it's a really sunny day and it's sort of glaring in a bit. But I sit and watch TV on the night and stuff, and you can see that I've got the rainbow tank, which you can clearly see the fish swimming around, and then I've got the guppy tank, which is, even at like 7 times zoom, you can barely see the guppies. So this tank in particular here, we're going to be changing out. Now I'm thinking we could do some African cichlids in here. So I'm going to rip it down, and I'm going to take all the plants out of there, and I'm actually going to put the plants into my rainbow fish tank because I've got a bit of a dilemma over here. So the tank's really nice, I love it, I love the fish in there, but it's a little bit bare. It needs more plants in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out the plants out of that and put them all into here. And I'm going to catch out the guppies because I really like the paludarium so I can view the guppies from above, and I'll show you that just now. So here's the paludarium. It's looking a little bit messed up at the minute, but I'm going to sort it out for the guppies, I think. And I really like to come in here in the morning and sort of like see the fish from above. The guppies are looking awesome, and I've been sort of keeping these in here for about 2 or 3 weeks now, and I really like the fact that you can sort of stand above it and look down. Obviously I'm getting reflection because I've got the light above, but when you sort of see it with your own eyes, you don't get the same reflection as the camera does. It's really nice to see them sort of playing around in here, and it's a big old tank. It's pretty decent for the guppies. So I've actually just put some more water in there, so it's a little bit stirred up at the moment. You can see these guys absolutely love it. So we'll strip this tank down, and we'll take out all the substrate. I'm going to clean up the lights, clean out the filter, and it'll be just a totally bare tank. I'm thinking I'm going to keep the jump guard on top still. I'm going to keep the same lights and probably the same filter, but I just want to clear it all out. I'm going to make some sort of cave structures with rocks and put probably some white sand or something like that on the bottom, just so they can dig around in. I have kept African cichlids before, so now they work. I'm thinking I'm just keeping yellow labs at the minute, maybe a couple of shellies. The tank's not the biggest. I do have a 40 breeder as well that I could switch this out for once to get a little bit bigger, but I'm gonna have to get a different stand because it's obviously a bigger tank than this one. But I think this is the project we're gonna go with, so I'm gonna start ripping this tank down, guys, and we'll see what's going on with it. Oh my god, this is super messy work. Please guys, make sure you've got an understanding husband or wife. Mine's pretty good. She's out at the minute though, so I'm going to tidy this up real quick. We'll get this tank outside. I'm going to blast it with hose because I don't want any duckweed or anything like that in it. I just need to give it a right good clean up. You can see there's loads of calcium deposits on the back there. This tank hasn't been emptied for like 2 years, 3 years, so it's going to need a real good clean for keeping cichlids in there. So we need to get a good clean out, and we need to give the house a clean before the wife gets home. There's literally water all over the place. There's like, this is just full of substrate. I think there were like 20 kilos of substrate I put in there. I did the substrate system that MD uses. That's why the plants were just growing wild. So we'll get the tank outside, we'll get the hose on it, and we'll get it cleaned out. Well, these tanks are heavy. You can see that I actually painted it not all the way to the bottom, and I'm assuming I did that because it's going to have plants. So I'll just set it down just on the grass here. I'm going to have to fill in some of the painting at the back because what I've done is I've just painted it halfway because I knew there were going to be loads of plants at the back. Sorry about the wind, guys. So we'll get the hose on it. The weather's changing, so we need to get this done pretty quickly and continue on with this project. So I've just set it down the grass. I'm just going to get the hose out and then we'll give it a wash down. You can see how black the water is that's coming out. It's really did need a good clean out. I think the base comes off actually. I'll take this off. Yeah, I'll give that a good clean as well. You can see all the mess on there. It's going to need a good wash down for sure. Hopefully we can get some of these cichlids hopefully in the next couple of days, and I'm going to try and get this project done fairly quickly. I've got the filters, I'm going to leave them cycled, but I don't want to leave them off for too long. If you leave canister filters off for any amount of time, they start to smell real bad, and that can cause you some issues with ammonia and stuff, and nitrates, which you don't want, especially when you're setting up a new tank. Obviously there's going to be diatom algae and stuff, but we'll be able to get around that. Immediately that's 100% better, but we need to give it a good scrub down as well, so I'll get on with that just now. So if you ever need to clean out your tanks or anything, I know this is an old one, but these magic sponges are really good for getting off really hard deposits and things, especially like the calcium and algae. It gets it off so much easier than a normal sponge. I don't know why, but they're absolutely brilliant for cleaning out tanks. A lot of you guys will know this already, some of you might not. So it's actually been around 4 or 5 weeks since we filled up the tank just here. What I've done is I've just left it a little while to see if it's cycling okay. I've put some guppies in here. These guys have been living in here the whole time and they're doing really well. So I've picked up the sand, so I'll just show you that. So I'm going for this better substrate. It's suitable for aquariums and ponds. I'm going to use that along with some of this ocean rock, which I've got just here. I've got loads of this ocean rock, so we're going to do a little bit of a scape with it. I haven't got all the rock right now, but I've got quite a bit of it. And I've actually got the fish, the Malawis, I've actually got them now in a holding tank. I've actually got them free off the LFS that I use. So this is going to be a real nice project for me, totally free. And that's what we want. So I'll get on with putting the sand in the tank. So I'd usually do this with less water in than this, but I've actually got a fluval filter on this, and it's a pain to prime. So I'm actually going to do this with the water in. I've never done it before, so hopefully it goes reasonably well. I'm just going to move a few things out of the tank. For now, I'll put the sand in the air stones and the filter. I'm just going to start pouring in some of the sand. So I'll get the. I haven't pre-washed the sand either, so it could be a little bit dusty, but what we'll do is we'll just let it settle down itself, and hopefully it won't make too much of a mess. Let's get this bag open, and I'm going to just sort of run the substrate along the bottom for now, spread it around by hand basically, and we've took the guppies out as well. It's probably going to dust up the water quite badly. We've still got the canister filter running, so that'll take away most of the small particles, and then we can look at that once it's cleared up. So I'll get the sand in, guys. Going to give it a little bit of a mix up. I might have to do a bit of a water change on it. You can see it's gone real milky, but we're going to try and do a bank scape up to the back, and hopefully that looks something like. So I'm going to move it around. I know you guys can't see it at the moment, but you'll get the gist of it once it clears up a little, what we're going for. Want a real thin layer at the front, and the reason why I've gone for ocean rock is just because it'll buffer the water slightly, and anyone that keeps African cichlids know they like to have a little bit of a higher pH, not too high, but just a little bit more than normal tropical fish would, or tetras or anything like that. So what I'll do is, guys, I'll let the water clear up, probably do a couple of water changes, and I'll show you what it looks like once I'm done. So then, guys, we've got it cleared up pretty much all the way. I've dechlorinated the water, so it's ready to go. I'm going to get the rocks in now, and also I'm going to put some Vallisneria in. This will help filter the water out a little bit. With the yellow labs, they are quite messy fish, and I want something just to pull any sort of nasties, nitrite or ammonia out of the water. So I'm going to get the rocks in now, and we'll get some Val in there as well. I've looked online, and it says that Vallisneria is really good with yellow lab cichlids, and it does grow in the rift lakes in Africa. So it grows in Lake Malawi, where they come from, and a lot of the time they spend a lot of time in the Vallisneria patches where they spawn, so I think this will really help out. So we'll get some of the rocks in now, and we'll have a little mess around, and hopefully it'll look alright. So I'm going to go with the two larger pieces first. These guys here, the lights are on the tank, so it's a little bit dark outside the tank, but I'm thinking I want to do a little bit of a sight break with the two bigger pieces of ocean rock. These I'm not sure if they're man-made or if it's actual coral, but they look quite cool. I'm going to put them right down to the glass because Malawi cichlids are well known for digging as well, and I don't fancy one of these pieces toppling over and potentially hitting the glass and causing a problem. And then we've got three smaller pieces. I'm going to try and prop one in between, I think, in the middle, just here, to make a type of cave structure, maybe like this. And then we've got two other little pieces as well. I'm going to use one just to hide the heater at the back here. It's not a massive scape, I'm not an aquascaper by any stretch of the imagination, but I just wanted a few nice little pieces as sight breaks. I'm going to put the other one just here, just to kind of hide the sponge filter. I've got a fluval filter on there. I've got the sponge filter mainly for the smaller particles. I'm not keen on this little bit here, so I might actually push them two together a little bit just to offset, to make that look a bit more like this. And then I might just put this one, I don't want to come too far forward with it, so and I don't want a wall neither really. It's kind of just a little cave area there for if there's any spawning. I'm quite happy with that. And I've just got a few sprigs of Vallisneria that I've got. I just got these pieces out of my rainbow fish tank. I'm not going to go mad with the planting because I know that some cichlids really hate the plants, and what they'll do is they'll just start chewing them up, and then I'll just remove them, and we'll have to figure out another way of dealing with the nitrates and nitrite, maybe some active carbon, something like that. But I just think a little bit of green with the coral will look quite nice. So I'm just going to put a few pieces at the back for now, and hopefully the my yellow labs won't chew them up too bad and they'll let them grow. I know they like to dig a lot as well, so they might dig them up a little bit, but I'm happy with them, you know, popping bits back in. I'm just going to put these in mainly just for sort of nitrate controls more than anything. A few little bits at the back won't harm. If they do start chewing them up, then like I say, we'll figure out another way, but I'm mainly putting them in for the water quality and also for a little bit of a line of sight break, just so I've only actually got 6 of the yellow labs just now. I got them for free, like I said earlier on in the video. I'm just hoping that we can get along with them for now. If there's a bit of aggression in there, then what I'll do is I'll go back and get a couple more and overstock the tank a little bit, just so they'll hopefully stop attacking each other if we do that, if we overstock it a little bit. I have kept cichlids before. I've obviously got my Oscars. I've kept Africans before, and I really liked them. I just wish I could have set up a tank like this then, but I just wasn't in the position to do that at the time, so that's why we're doing it now. I've just got one more little sprig. Like I say, it's not a planted tank, it's just a little bit of green in there with the whites, the white sand and the white corals. I think it'll break it up nicely. So I'm going to just leave it at that for now, I think, guys. I have got a lot more of this Vallisneria if I change my mind. I'm sure you'll see the progress of this tank on my channel, and I think we'll get some fish in there, so I'll go and get the fish now, and we'll get them into the tank. So I've got the yellow labs in here, so we'll add them to the tank. Hopefully they'll enjoy the new home. There we go, yellow lab tank complete. Now, it took me about 6 weeks to film this video. I know some of you guys have been asking when I'm going to do the next one. I've been really busy with work and stuff, so I haven't really had time to be in the fish room that much, apart from general maintenance and feeding the fish and stuff. Hope you've enjoyed this video. It's been quite a long one for me to do. and there'll be one coming up pretty soon. I'm currently filming 2 other videos. One's a shop tour that I'll be doing, and also I've got some other videos coming, so hopefully you guys have enjoyed it, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace out.